Shri Shri Radha Muradhar Radha Govinda Gaura Premananda Shri Papa Ki Jai. Vrindayai Tulsadeviyai Priyaya Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradadevi Sajavachanamo Namaha. Vrindayai Tulsadeviyai Priyaya Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradadevi Sajavachanamo Namaha. Vrindayai Tulsadeviyai Priyaya Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradadevi Sajavachanamo Namaha. Srimati Tulsamani Ki Jai.
Jai.
Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Radha Krishna Seva Pavo E Abhilasi.
Radha Krishna Seva Prabhu. Abhilasi.
Ye Tamara Sarnaloy Tara Vancha Purna Hoy.
Pancha Purna Hoy.
Kripa Kori Kora Tare Vrindavana Vasi.
Kripa Kori Koro Tari Vrindavana Vasi.
Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
More Abhilasi Las Kunje Diovas. Nayane Nirvosada Yugavarasi. Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna
Koro Vijayadasi. Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Dina Krishna Rase Koi Jaina Mora Hoy.
Dina Krishna Rase Koi. Jaina Mora Hoy.
Dina Krishna Rase Koi Jaina Mora Hoy.
Dina Krishna Rase Koi. Jaina Mora Hoy.
Shri Radha Govinda Preme Sada Jina Vasi.
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 Namo Nama Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi. Namo Nama.
Yani Kani Cha Papani Brahma Charikani Cha Tanikani Pranashyante Prarakshana Pare Pare.
Yani Kani Cha Papani Brahmana Tanikani Cha Anitani Padakshanti Parakshana Pade Pade.
Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jaya Tulsi Maharani Tulsi Maharani Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. devi Satchavachinamo Namaha Vrindayai Tulsidevai Priyaya Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Devi Satchavachinamo Namaha Vrindayai. We may have the most variety of Tulsi skirts in the movement worldwide. Look at all those Tulsi skirts.
And there's more.
And there's more
in the hallway, right here.
I think our goal is to do 108 Tulsi skirts.
Yeah, there's more.
You might be halfway there. Shri Shri Radhamalidar Radha Govinda Gaur Premananda Shil Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Tulsi Maharani, that's right.
Beautiful.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakahati Sagmaha Bando Mui Savadana Mate Yara Prasade Vai
E Baba Doriya
Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakyaha Chitte Koriya Aityaha Arana Kari Homane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Ujamayati Nigrasai Kure Sarva Asha Bhakti-Nanda-Nanda-Jai Jai Kapse Jai Devapashita Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Hari Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Madhusudan.
Govinda Ram Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita.
Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita.
Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath.
Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath.
Shiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath.
Shiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha,
Muridhara Radha, Muridhara Radha, Jaya Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Radha, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
The lotus feet of our spiritual masters, the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic karma emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, and Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread throughout the three worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, we were going down the street yesterday to the supermarket when there was a yard sale, and Mother Vani saw these wooden parrots for a couple of dollars. So she's offering them at the feet of Srila Prabhupada, and then they'll go out in Krishna's garden soon.
But you know, it's funny, I was just thinking.
Parrots are really identified with Radha. Radha was talking to the parrot.
Right.
And so, it has a really nice, again, taking everything and dovetailing it in Krishna's service.
Namaste Narashinaya Radharaya Hane Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shila Sankaramitavaye Yato Nishina Bharato Nishino Yato Yamitato Nishina Nishino Hidaye Nishino
Brahmabhuta Shringham Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringham Keshavadrika Nadahari Rupam Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nishringade Jaya Nishringade Jaya Nishringade Jaya Nishringade Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai, all glories to the some of the goodies. Let's see if Angel Prabhu made a comment. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Also, the analogy of the two birds. That's right.
Yeah.
Sitting on the branch of the tree. That's a really good one.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe she should do that. She'll put the two birds on the tree. One looking at, she could hang some fruit in the tree, and one could be looking at the fruit, and the other one could be looking at the other bird.
That's a good idea. They're so beautiful.
Reading from Sri Namamrita, the Nectar of the Holy Name, by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Shukadev Goswami to King Parikshit. My dear King, wherever people in any position perform their occupational duties of devotional service by chanting and hearing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, there cannot be any danger from bad elements. Therefore, there was no need for anxiety about Gokul while the Supreme Personality of Godhead was personally present. Purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung Namasraya Kari Yatane Tumi Takaha Apana Kaje. Everyone is thus advised to seek shelter in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and remain engaged in his own occupational duty. There's no loss in this, and the gain is tremendous. Even from a material point of view, everyone should take to chanting the Hare Krishna mantra to be saved from all kinds of dangers. The world is full of danger. Param param yad vi param. Therefore, we should be encouraged to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra so that in our family, society, neighborhood, and nation, everything will be smooth and free from danger. Srimad Bhagavatam Canto. I remember Kapindra Swami was always chanting or quoting that Param Param Yad Vi Param.
I think so.
Which is true.
Yeah.
And here's today's Mahaprashadam, a very fiery, beautiful orange rose. A little, and in the praying hands, really fragrant marigold from Krishna's garden outside. You can see in the distance there, that pot of marigolds by the driveway, and there's some others also. Zero in on it. Yeah. And in front of that, there's some more. By Krishna's mercy. And then here, and that's in the praying hands, and then our date nut ladus with almond butter and ghee, lots of dates and nuts. Baba Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. I see them. Sorry. Yeah, so back to Angel. One of these days, we'll have to get in that van and make a road trip to Toledo. And then we could take a road trip to Toledo and just spend a night in a van. Chant a little bit. Come back. I wonder if there's a place to park the van there. And Toledo's probably only a few hours away. Probably not even that. Probably like 2 hours. You're going soon for your daughter's delivery. When are you going to do that? Because we need to look at the plaque and kind of like clean it up a little bit. And I saw here there's a really good art store here, Blick, and I saw for a very low price they have these frames, these frame parts you can buy where you can assemble your own frame very easily, and it's very inexpensive, and it's all aluminum. And I thought I'd frame the top and the two sides of the plaque after I clean it up a little bit, and then that way I'll leave the bottom open in case some moisture gets in there or can get air. But it really could use like a framing on it. So maybe we can coincide with that. When are you going? Yeah, okay, that sounds pretty good because we can't go anywhere for the first 3 weeks of October, and then there's a big wedding around that time. We'd have to wait for that to, I forget the date is. It probably might be like the last week in October, the last few days of October that we could go. The boss is out of town for the whole month of October, and then as soon as he gets back, like, not the whole month, but first 3 weeks, he's out of town, and then there's a big wedding that weekend he gets back, like a giant one. Then we can go to look at the dates. You know, just crossed my mind. Let's see. Yeah, aiming for the end of October, yeah. Just crossed my mind. I was thinking about the Hare Krishna show. And, you know, some people did come from that, but you were the main one. You came from that, watching the Hare Krishna show on Manhattan Cable.
That's right.
That was Krishna's grace. And, you know, I don't know if I ever told you, you know, that was some work, but I was lucky that Nishringa Prabhu, who owns ISKCON Television, ITV, who has kind of like, it's not that exactly has the copyrights, but he kind of has some control over those videos legally. And even though he's with ISKCON, he contacted me and told me that, you know, you just use those IT videos as much as you want, and you don't need any permission. You do whatever you want on that show. And so, you know, a lot of times I'd fill it in later on, maybe with, you know, that, well, I guess even when you were watching, and, you know, we do a few local stuff, but most of it was that ITV stuff. But there was a period, this is after you had come and been coming around a while, that I wasn't sure if we were getting any if that was doing any good, and I'm running down there a lot. You know how hard it is to get around Manhattan. I'm running down there once a month with all these tapes, and two things happened. One was, while I was thinking about stopping the Hare Krishna show because it was a real juggler, I went in with the tapes, and instead of this girl that was always there, it was this like guy, and he goes, "Oh, you're the Hare Krishna show?" And I go, "Yeah." And he was the producer. What happened? That girl had called in sick, and so he had to sit at the window. He says, "Oh, you guys have the best stuff." He goes, "You've got like, local things, and I forget what word he used, but another word for like, vintage stuff, and really interesting." And he said, "Whenever you have an empty slot, we put you on. You're on like all the time, like all week long." And that was amazing, I thought. And it cleared up a curiosity because a neighbor told me he was watching the Hare Krishna show one night at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And Cliff. And I thought, how's that possible? Because he saw Doug Holland singing You're Ever Well Wisher, Doug Holland of the Cro-Mags. And then the other thing that happened is that they went to digital tape instead of VHS tapes. You couldn't use those anymore. And those little tiny digital tapes, I'm thinking, that's really expensive to convert those tapes to digital tape, or to even get a camera or a machine to do it. So I was like, they didn't have, you had like a kind of a close deadline to change over, or they weren't going to put your stuff up anymore. And I was searching the internet for days, and finally I found this one particular camera, JVC, a really tiny, very sophisticated camcorder that was over like $1,000. But it was a few years on the market, and it turned out there was a problem with it. It had a very difficult flaw. It had a flaw for automatic focus, but manual focus, it was like first class. And this thing had a lot of bells and whistles to it. And so they weren't easily available anymore because of that reason. But I went on a search, and there was like one left in the world, and it was on sale for $199 at B&H. And I got it, and that was it. I was able to just like plug the VCR into that thing, because it had all these different jacks for it, holes for it, and convert all the tapes to those little digital tapes. And then I was doing that for a couple of years, and I thought, what am I going to do if this thing breaks down? And I was on eBay, and I found another one for like $40 to back it up. So I still have those two digital. And I went and took a course at Manhattan Cable. Sometimes they'd have famous people give seminars. So this one guy was like an editor for Spike Lee and some other big movies. Forget his name. I gave him a Bhagavad Gita. He was really thrilled. Wow, Bhagavad Gita. I came in a Dodi, and I would go to those things just to give people Bhagavad Gitas, because I wasn't really going to pursue video production. But since I could get in the door for free, because I was a member, I'd go with the Bhagavad Gitas. And but there was this one guy that was like one of the top-end engineers for movie production in the United States, and he told everybody everything's going like digital, but he said it will never ever surpass digital tape. I don't know if that's true or not. He says they're never going to be able to do like digital signals wirelessly, or how they do it with hard drives. The digital tape's the best, and it will be the standard for a long, long time. So I don't know if that's still true, but he was saying never get rid of those. So I still have them. But that was Krishna's grace that we got that thing for $199, because the cheapest one I could find was this one for almost $2,000, and I wasn't going to buy that one. But anyway, I'm rambling on. Hare Krishna. And anyway, I remember you were the guy from the main one we got from the Hare Krishna show. You know, always made sure to be on it. I've got a lot of videos. When Subji passed away a couple of years ago, I got a hold of someone gave us another camera. It was a digital Super 8. It was kind of like, but it was those half-size tapes, which the TV show wouldn't take those. And Super 8, but it was also digital or Standard 8 or something. We have a couple of those too. So he videotaped a lot of us chanting in Times Square. Really did a really good quality job. So I should convert those somehow to put on. I think I have it. I should put a Times Square page up on Facebook and put those on because they're really nice. Anyway, we're going to sign off now. Shri Shri Radhamurida Radhagovinda Gaur Premananda Shri Papa Ki Jai. Our voices, some devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Bhakti Angel.